Right, so here's another one of those videos I promised. If you saw my Pokemon video, and the next one, actually come to think of it, all three will involve one of these items. You noticed I have a DSi. I got the baby blue version, because, tonight's Easter. I figured, it'd be an early Easter present to myself. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to do a comparison between, while I'm at work, yikes, like the other video, I'm going to do a comparison between my old brick DS, I never had a light, I've just got the first generation one, and the new sleek, slimmer, matte DSi. I'm going to even show you the styli and the chargers I've got on the side here. So let's take a look at these from the start. Now, automatically, if I put these level, you can see the DSi is slimmer. It's also shorter and not as wide, slimmer, if you will. When you open up the clamshell, nice click there, and you can see, trying not to cover up the sound hole here, you can see, well, for example, you see the power button and plus and start and select here. On the DS, you have the power button right here, which is just like the Wii's. If you tap it when it's turned on, it's a soft reset. And it goes back to the main menu, just like on the Wii. If you hold it down, it turns it off. And also, they put the start and select buttons right here, which is just where the lights are, if I remember correctly. I'm going to close this back up. Now, of course, you can see, going just by the differences, I guess that would work. You can see the screens are much bigger. I can't really show that off too well here. And it doesn't really show up, so as you can see, this is the default camera. When you go to the camera mode, it's always going to point at you. I wish I could switch it outward. And right here is the mic hole. The speakers are right in these little slots here. Notice the powers. You have, let's see, the first one is Wi-Fi signal. The second one is if it's got a battery. Oh wait, the third one's power. The first one is it's sensing for Wi-Fi, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to close that down for a sec. You can see the power light. There's the exterior camera. When you actually use it, the little peg right here turns part pink. And of course, we all know there's only one slot. There's no DS slot. Right, that yellow spot's where the stylus goes, and that's where the SD card slot is, which this thing doesn't have. DS has a GBA slot, but I'm pretty much done with that. I don't have to worry about that. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? Now, let me turn it on for a sec. Okay, you can see it's obviously much brighter because it can backlight just like the old DS can. Go to the title screen. As you can see, I already got set to auto go, but if you guys have a DS, you already know how these things turn on. I'll turn that off. Now here we go. As you can see, I've got Chrono Trigger in there right now. I just beat that. So instead of like Wii channels, it's got a scroll bar. And then, I don't know if you can see that. Yes! The DSi still has PictoChat. And download, play, and then all the other stuff. They aren't talking about doing a virtual console for it, so hold off on that. Up on the upper right, you can see there's a battery meter, the clock, and my DS's name. At any time, you can press L or R to go to the camera. So I'm doing this little woo. Yeah. In fact, if you actually can see that, I don't know if you can. The L and R triggers have camera icons on them as well. because when you're in camera mode you can use those to click. I went in safe mode, sleep mode, so obviously the power and sensor lights are on. That's where the microphone goes. Compared to this, you can see there's separate sections for the normal AC plug whatever mic and I guess an electronic one, but on this they fused it into one little section. I guess that's enough about the hardware. So, oh, one thing else, this is actually a matte surface. They did it to cut down on fingerprints, whereas the DS and the DS Lite have that nice slick feel like a Wiimote. I'm going to show you. Alright, here's the old DS stylus. That's the DSi stylus. You can see it's much longer, a little thicker, and it feels good in your fingers, whereas this, you know, if you do it a long time, it kind of cramps. Lastly, I'm going to show you that you will need a different plug for your DSi. Here's the port on the old one, old charger here. You see it's nice, big, and prongy, if that's a word. Whereas, you can, let me pull that out. And this is the first system review I've done. There we go. See, that's the old, this is an official one, it's not a GameStop one. You can see, nice and bricky, like that. But this DSi's is this little thing. And you compare the two, yeah, because the power slot is right there. And that's the little wrist strap charm thingy slot. And of course there's the SD card slot. I showed that again. I actually have an SD card in there, but I don't have any pictures on it. Let's go on to the features real quick. Yeah, it turned on nice and quick. I'm going to go to, of course the camera has a bunch of different stuff you can tweak around with. The sound recorder I had a little fun with. Sorry for the lighting there. Got my stylus. Play with your own music. It has to be on the SD card, and it has to be an AAC file. If any of you guys can link me to a program that converts MP3 to AAC, I'd like that, because I'd like to use this thing as a music player. Well, we're going to go to Record and Edit Sound, and you can store up to 18 pre-programmed phrases.
Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray, rabbit shit, fuck.
Now we're going to edit
Rat
this.
shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray, rabbit shit, fuck. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray, rabbit shit, fuck.
You can thank George Carlin for that little bit. I see this video is getting a little long, and I'm not sure what else to talk about. I mean, yeah. Well, if you play, and here's the, you can hot swap. Say you're done playing Chrono and you want to play. Oh, you can see it'll do that recording. Every so often, if you keep it on this page long enough, the little parakeet here will play parakeet style versions of audio recordings you've made. I've made a recording earlier of me sounding like a cat to freak out my cats. I put it high as can be. Let's exit out of there. You get a prompt just like on the Wii if you really want to do it. And so yeah, you got the camera. Doesn't take long to load up. It will log what you do by day. I've got 6 albums. Let's see. And I don't know how well this picks up, but that's my cat Cal. I took a picture of. He's one of my sweethearts. Wow, this is almost 10 minutes. I guess that's it. It's long story short. Let me turn this off. So, in conclusion, ladies and jelly spoons. Sorry for the close-up there. Is it worth getting a DSi? Right now, sort of in the in the maybe. But I didn't have a light, so I figured why the fuck not. That's my comparison and highlights on the DSi. Hope I didn't bore you. And if you're considering getting it, I hope I affected your opinion. Alrighty.